Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a guest on from LaGrange College. I have the Assistant Director of Admissions, April McArdle. April, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, it's a good to sit down with you again. But you know, time just rolls right on by. It seems like only yesterday that you and I sat down and talked about Preview Day. And it's coming up again pretty soon, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, March 22nd.
March the 22nd, okay. Well, before we jump into getting into the details of that, tell us a little bit about your role as the Assistant Director there.
Okay, well, I am the assistant director, so I help with some of the needs of the counselors, with some of the decisions as far as some files. But I also am still an admissions counselor, so I still have my territories I work with. So there are those seniors that are looking to enroll and apply. I really work with students from like LaGrange and Southwest Georgia, and also some parts of Southeast Alabama, as well as Southwest Metro Atlanta. So when those students decide to apply, I'll meet with them. I actually still go out to schools and meet with students at college fairs, and kind of their kind of first point person. I meet with them when they come for tours and talk to them and their families about the admissions process and about what are the next things to do once they have applied, been admitted. Well, now you need to get your FAFSA in to apply for financial aid, and I'm kind of their counselor to get ready to enroll.
Okay, sounds like a very interesting job. Yeah. To be able to get out and help a young person make that decision to go off to college. Because I think back to my senior years in high school, really and truly didn't have any desire to go off. First in my family go off, thankful, and my high school librarian and counselor were the two ladies that influenced me to go off to college. So I think you have a very unique job in what you do to kind of help to channel that young person into making that decision. Let me ask you now, because you guys are getting ready for Preview Day that's coming up, as you stated, on March the 22nd, and that's going to be held at the campus there. Talk a little bit about what will be taking place that day.
Okay, well, Preview Day, registration starts at 9 o'clock, so we'll be out there greeting families. And so after the registration period, we'll have just an opening welcome, and then we'll have a few parents talk, some students, current students talk, as well as alum. And then after that, they'll split off into college tours, so campus tours, as well as we're going to see South Campus and our Servant Scholar dorms. And Servant Scholars is one of our new programs. It's unique to LaGrange. If you're from LaGrange, then you probably have seen those Broad Street apartments that the Callaway Foundation did a wonderful renovation to and donated to the college for a good cause. And Servant Scholars is for our juniors and seniors, and they apply to it as a sophomore, and they are luxury suite apartments. And one of the great advantages of being there is that they have this wonderful living area, but they give back to the community. So it is a scholarship opportunity for those students, as well as a great honor. So they'll get to see those dorms, they'll get to see campus, and then they'll get to see a dorm. So we do have both a girls freshman dorm and a boys freshman dorm that are available to be shown. Okay. Then they get to eat lunch on campus. We'll have the cafeteria open, so they get to eat in the caf. And afterward, we will have what's called an academic showcase session. So we will have faculty and staff and coaches on campus for students to meet. There'll be 3 different session times for them to choose from. So if a student comes with a mother, a father, brother, sister, and they kind of want to split up because maybe there's more than one thing they want to do in that kind of 30, 40-minute block, we suggest that they split up. Maybe one goes to talk to the coach, one talks to safety and awareness staff member, and then someone else maybe goes to talk about SGA if those are their interests, and they can all get back together later on and talk about what they learned. And then after that, we do have all the faculty from all the different disciplines come. They're going to be set up in the library. So if you have an interest in history and you want to find out a little bit about history, you can meet them. But maybe you also have a slight interest in theater or psychology. You want to get some information. That's a good way. Just kind of talk to everyone, get a little bit of interest, and then afterward, after that big showcase session, all the disciplines are going to break out into their own little rooms, and it's going to be more one-on-one. So if whoever you really want to major in, that's really time for you to get to talk to them and find out about that. And that kind of ends the day. We do have a little closing afterward, but and then we have some activities afterward that we are asking families to be involved with. Okay. I know one of the things that we talked about, we are going to offer a musical showcase.
Okay, well, very good. Let me ask you a question. You were talking about the parents can kind of go to these various disciplines and various things and talk with the teachers and the counselors and so on, and then they come back and kind of share that information. What do you see a lot of the students, and you may not know the answer, what do you see a lot of the students that are coming there wanting to major in?
Definitely some of our most popular majors are nursing.
Okay.
And we do offer a bachelor's of science in nursing with an RN. And we early childhood education's popular, business management, of course. One of our fastest growing majors is exercise science. So those students that want to be a physical trainer or even want to go into physical therapy or occupational therapy, that's a great major for them. Okay. They get the skills they need plus the classes if they want to go on to graduate school.
Well, very good. All right, sounds like a lot of things that are going to happen. And one other question, what do you see a number of the students that are coming for a preview day? What do you see them coming from, the LaGrange area or surrounding area?
All over. I mean, we do get a lot of students from LaGrange. We definitely welcome them. We want to have them here. This is their hometown, and I think it's really different when they get on campus. You feel like you're somewhere else. So that, we get LaGrange students, but we also get students from all over. We definitely get a lot from the Georgia area, but we had students that will drive all night to come from Florida or South Carolina, Tennessee, a lot of the surrounding areas, but we also get, because we're so close to Alabama, we do get a lot from Alabama as well.
Okay, well, very good. And they come there, they participate in this preview day. Is no cost to them.
No.
So they get an opportunity to
free lunch.
Free lunch as well, definitely so. And you're catering mainly to juniors and seniors in high school, I understand.
Yes, absolutely. For some people, some seniors might think it's too late to go ahead and start looking at the college, and that is not the case for us because we're on rolling admissions. So if they haven't yet applied, they go ahead and come on in to March 22nd preview day. They get to see what it's like, maybe connect with some faculty members, and then go ahead and get that. When our application's free, so they don't pay an application fee, and go ahead and get all that in. We want to go ahead and get in as soon as possible because we're about to start packaging for financial aid. But and this is also the perfect time for juniors to start looking. Because, next year they would pretty much have already, by this time, they'll make their decision of where they want to go.
Right, absolutely. It's never too late to further your education.
No, absolutely
anytime.
not.
Now, you were talking a moment ago, April, about a musical showcase, and I think there's a couple other things, activities going to be going on.
Yeah, there is. With the musical showcase is going to be open, we're offering that to all the people who are coming to preview day. And whenever you go register online for our preview day, you can actually say if you're going to decide to stay for the musical showcase. It's called Stories. And musical theater is one of the new majors we're going to be offering for fall of 2014. Okay. And which we're really excited about. We're one of the only schools in Georgia to get a musical theater program, and it's high in demand. So if you have both theater and music interests and you want to combine them, it's perfect for it. And so they're just doing a little showcase. There's going to be one at 4 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock. So if you want to do it right after the preview day ends, you can head over there at 4 o'clock. Or if you want to go ahead and go dinner, try somewhere new in LaGrange. Or if you're from LaGrange, just go home, if you want to dress up nice and then go, we have one at 6 o'clock too.
Okay, well, very good. And it will be held at the
Price Theater.
Okay.
And that's newly renovated as well.
Absolutely. So. I've gone by the building a couple of times. Hadn't gotten a chance to get in there just yet.
It's beautiful.
All right. Well, definitely want to get out there and see that. Go ahead. You finishing up talking about the musical showcase there?
Well, the musical showcase, but also earlier that day for students that want to major in theater or musical theater, there is a scholarship audition. So they come and audition, and they need to go ahead and sign up for that online to register. Okay. It's best if they're already admitted. So if you haven't applied yet and you're looking to be a musical theater major or theater, they need to go ahead and get that application in, work all that materials to us, and we'll go ahead and let them know as soon as possible. They need to just go ahead and sign up. They can go. They'll be at the preview day for the first half of the day, and then they'll leave about after lunch to go have their auditions, and then they can see the showcase after. But we're also having an art portfolio review day at the same time. So if you're wanting to be an art major and you're an artist and you have maybe you're a drawer or a painter or even do photography, just make sure you have a portfolio built up so that you can show the faculty members in the art department all the work that you've done, and you can get scholarship money for that as well.
Oh man, you know, I think about when you talked about the art portfolio, you know, my son who's an artist and does a very good job, and I'm like, I can't draw a stick man with him, you know?
I'm not so great myself.
So a lot of wonderful things that will be taking place there on March the 22nd, preview day at LaGrange College. The art portfolio, you got the musical showcase, and again, I want to, you know, emphasize, and you already said this is free to the juniors and seniors
Yes.
that are thinking about LaGrange College. Let me ask you, April, you may not necessarily know the answer to this. From the preview day, do you know approximately how many of those students go on to become or enroll at LaGrange College?
I'm not sure that now, because with some students, like I said, will come look at us as a junior, and then they may decide their senior year to come take a private visit or come to one of our other events, look at us again. Now, I will tell you, I will see a lot of faces, especially those seniors that start looking, that maybe have come to a preview day early in the fall. I'll start seeing them through various events, whether or not it's a private visit or a Presidential Scholars Day, or we have an event coming up in April called VIP event for those students that are enrolling freshmen that have pretty much already decided this is where they want to be, and it's a big party pretty much for them, dance and ice cream. So we see those throughout the time, and then it's really great when you see them at orientation when they're signing up for classes and you worked with them the whole time. That's when you're like, I've seen you through this whole process of the year.
Absolutely. You know, it's a fun time, you know, coming out of high school and thinking about transitioning over to college, because you're kind of out on your own a little bit. And especially if you know, a little bit of, you know, ways from home, and, you know, mom and dad is not there telling you to do this, do that anymore. So I'm sure it's a wonderful time, you know, in the lives of these young people. And I know that you do a great job, and along with all the other faculty members there at LaGrange College, and making sure that these young people have a smooth transition from their high school years into the college years.
Absolutely.
Well, April, again, if anyone was listening via LaGrange here and wanted to contact you, if you don't mind, go ahead and give them your contact information.
Okay. Well, my office number is 706-880-8228. They can also go on our website and email the admissions. If you go under the admissions tab, now, and our college website is www.lagrange.edu for education. Okay. And they can register through Preview Day there. There's a little link at the very top that says Preview Day, March 22nd. They can see a schedule of the day, and then they're also, the other events I was telling you about, they can go ahead and say whether or not they're going to be attending those or not. So those are some of the things we love to see. We have already maybe 70 or more signed up. We'd love to have over 100. So.
Well, very good. Well, April, again, I know that you are going to have a wonderful turnout, and the students will get enrolled there at LaGrange College and just continue their education there, and your job will just be, again, wonderful, I'm sure. All right. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back from One City Weekend in just a moment.
A fierce, competitive spirit inhabits the DNA of students here at LaGrange College. "16 NCAA Division III teams, inspiring coaches, and some of the best facilities in the Southeast. Athletic, spiritual, and academic experiences. Discover more at lagrange.edu/transform.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have from the City of LaGrange, I have on the Senior Development Specialist, Andy Camp. Andy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Alton. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful. You know, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, because I see you running around City Hall there and doing a lot of wonderful things. And I know that there's a lot of things that's coming down the chute you can't talk about, but there's some things that we want to talk about here today. Before we jump into that, tell us a little bit about your role there.
I work in economic development. I'm the Senior Development Specialist, so I take care of a lot of the marketing of the city, product development, which is primarily real estate. We try to come up with ways that we can promote development in the community. That could be a variety of things, but it's mostly industrial and job-related, job creation development projects that we work on locally, as well as in partnership with the state of Georgia and our utility providers.
Well, very good. And you know, we we are very fortunate to have you, in that role position, because I know that you have been around for a long period of time and know just about every piece of dirt in this community, I think.
Well,
it seems as if. And speaking of that and talking about dirt and just good news and things that are coming down the chute, at last night's city council meeting, our city manager talked about some good news as far as ranking is concerned for the City of LaGrange, Troup County, and surrounding areas. And you're here to kind of share a little bit more information about that. But before we get into that, talk a little bit about, I want to ask the question about where this information was generated from, and I think it's from Site Selection Magazine. Talk a little bit about that for us, Andy.
Site Selection Magazine is a magazine that's nationally published and distributed to an audience of site selection consultants, executive level, corporate decision-making, the C-level folks that look at where they're going to place their assets, where they're going to produce their product, where they may put their research centers, their laboratories, headquarters, those types of things. And then they're also looked at a lot by economic developers. So it's a very good marketing publication for us to be associated with. We do a little bit of print media. And that would be an opportunity for us to reach an audience that we're trying to reach when we're selling our product, which is our city and our community. So Site Selection Magazine is one of the larger players in that space. So, and to kind of further what you were talking about with what the city manager mentioned, we received an accolade from them. They studied all of the micropolitan areas. And we'll talk a little bit about what a micropolitan area is next, because not many people know what that is, but it's a statistically driven analysis. But they studied those micropolitan areas, and when they did that, they ranked them nationally. And we, as in LaGrange micropolitan area, which is all of Troup County, came back as the #1 micropolitan in the state of Georgia, and we were ranked 16th nationally. And this is a very big accolade, so we're very happy to have this from them. Of course, we think we're the best micropolitan,
That's right.
So we're going to find out exactly how we can become that from their analysis next time around.
Well, very good.
But a micropolitan area is a city that's between 10 and 50,000 in population and its surrounding area. So Troup County is just a little south of 70,000 in population. So that puts us, in a nice middle class class if you're talking about those types of things. And we're not a part of any other metropolitan area, which is what allows us to be a micropolitan. Metropolitan Atlanta comes down and kind of goes around us a little bit. And then Metropolitan Columbus comes up from the south, but they don't encompass us. That's right. So we're touched by them by being surrounded on all sides, actually.
So we kind of that location, just like real estate, location, once again.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be in.
Absolutely. So we're #1 in the state of Georgia and 16th in the nation.
That's correct.
Absolutely. And you talked about a little bit in there, Andy, about power ranking as well. Expound on that for us if you don't mind.
Well, in addition to that, there are some other websites that will put together comparisons of these micropolitan areas, and they'll rank them, and they do that based on a couple of things. Your employees, standard of living, the income of that community, as well as the opportunities that the citizens have there. And we come up 40th in the nation based on that. So it's nice to have, it's nice to have the accolade of a magazine, but it's also nice to have an independent verification from another party. So these are the types of things that we talk about when we promote the city, when we meet with potential employers or investors in our community. And then another thing that we also tout is that Georgia is also the #1 state for business. So we have a low cost of operation, a lot of aggressive programs for incentivizing the business, as well as providing workforce training and those types of things that can help people have a successful start, and then hopefully a long successful production or service that they provide while they're in the state of Georgia.
Okay, very good. And to have those, it says a lot about all of the key players, yourself and the other people. Not to name anyone, but it's from the state level on down to the local levels that they try to promote the state of Georgia as a great place to live, to work, to locate your businesses because of those incentives that are offered, whether it be whatever those incentives are to those individuals. And let me ask you, what were some of the indicators that Site Selection Magazine looked at to come up and make that determination about our area?
Well, the number one thing that they're looking at is job creation or job production, and we've been very fortunate the last couple of years. We've had a lot of new investment, but we've also had our existing businesses growing as well as the economy rebounds, and there have been new opportunities for them that we're able to create by our good geography, by our good climate, by our cost of operation, by having very competitive utility rates in our community.
Okay.
So being able to help them be successful here has caused them to continue to create those jobs here. I think of construction is a good example. As that market has rebounded, some of the floor covering companies in town have increased their employment to keep up with the demand. In addition to that, we've seen Kia be a very hot brand in the automotive market, which is also very, very, very warm right now too. So Kia is selling a tremendous amount of cars. Therefore, Kia Motors down in West Point, just to the south of us,
that's right.
And their suppliers in LaGrange are producing a lot of auto parts and producing a lot of cars. So those continue to come into the area, as well as the existing businesses continuing to hire. And what we've seen over the last couple of years is a drop in the unemployment rate.
Okay.
We've gone down 2 percentage points, which is significant. I think our employment is at an all-time high in the county. So we're talking about a good economy providing a lot of different opportunities for people, whether it's automotive, whether it's manufacturing or hospitality, maybe the opportunity to work in education or another service business.
Very good.
So we're glad to see that that's coming back around, and excited about a lot of the opportunities it's going to present down the road.
Absolutely. You kind of led into my next question that I was going to ask there, Andy, and I heard you talk about the 2% drop in unemployment. I was going to ask, what does all this overall means to the Troup County surrounding area? And I heard the 2% drop there in unemployment. Other things that you can think of that this means to the area?
Absolutely. One of the things that we that we work on daily is to try to improve the quality of life of the residents as well. And we hear that people would like to have more retail opportunities, maybe more restaurants, and clearly having a higher employment base, having a higher wage level, and those things, bringing all of that up makes those more attractive markets for retailers, for restaurants, and other enterprises that would come in. In addition to that, we also leverage some of the things that community development works on, attaining the opportunity zones for areas where we can bring businesses in and give them a little bit of a larger incentive to be in an area that we think would be a good submarket, but also just good for LaGrange in general, and really all of the county, providing commerce in there, which returns in taxes, which returns in a lot of other opportunities. So it really makes the pie bigger instead of slicing up the pie that we have.
Well, very good. And great. This is great news for the City of LaGrange, surrounding the area, Troup County. Let me ask you, Andy, the time frame that this survey was conducted. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, they come up with this ranking every year. So this is based on the 2013 calendar year. Okay. And what they do is they look at the number of projects as well as the employment, and then that's how they kind of shake things out and rank them.
Okay.
So number one micropolitan area in the number one state. It's a good thing to have.
Absolutely, that's a great thing to have. And hopefully from that ranking, other industries will start looking at us as a place to locate and to actually build here and produce those jobs. And this is a lot of great information, Andy, and I know that our viewing audience may want to obtain more information about this. Is there a website or information that you can give out where they can go and find more information?
Yes, we actually have the city's website, lagrangega.org. You can go there, and if you go into the menus there and you pick economic development, it will take you to another website we have.
Okay.
That website is lagrangedevelopment.com, and this website is tailored specifically for people that are looking to invest in the community, the job creators, the real estate developers, the retailers and the entrepreneurs that are looking for information about the community. It's kind of a one-stop shop for them. It also gives them all of the contact information that they would need to reach out to us in economic development, and we can assist them with any specific data that they need. That's one of the services we provide.
Okay, well, very good. And just in case someone wanted to give you a call directly, Andy, do you have a number you want to give them?
706-883-2064 is my number. You can reach me there at any time. And again, the website is www.lagrangedevelopment.com.
Okay. Well, Andy, wonderful news. We definitely want to thank you and all the team players that have made this possible for us, and the industries, because for the industry.
It is definitely a team effort.
Absolutely.
I would encourage everybody in the community to remember that you are also selling LaGrange. So when people ask you about where you live, tell them all the wonderful things.
Absolutely. Well, Andy, thank you very much for coming on and sharing this information for us today, okay?
It's my pleasure.
All right, well, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from LaGrange College, the Assistant Director of Admissions, April McArdle, and she talked about the upcoming preview day that will be taking place on March the 22nd between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3:30. So by all means, juniors and seniors in high school, if you're interested in enrolling at LaGrange College, come on out and take full advantage of that day that's set aside for you. Also, I had on from the City of LaGrange, a Senior Development Specialist, Andy Camp, who talked about the rankings that the City of LaGrange and the surrounding area, Troup County, has received from the Site Selection magazine. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more about that, he also gave out the website where you can go online to find out more information. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed those interviews, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.
At LaGrange College, you'll find your professors to be encouragers, trusted role models, mentors. Discover learning relationships that transform at one of the South's most affordable, highly ranked institutions. Challenging minds, inspiring souls, transforming lives. Discover more at lagrange.edu/transform.